Welcome to the Sports Drink Club. I am your host, Patrick Melton, along with my co host, Keenan Duke, and I am back.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back at saddle again, guys. How's it been, Keenan?
It's been all right. Had to do a few episodes without you since you left me. You left me high and dry.
I didn't leave you high and dry. I think Andrew McClary did a great job stepping in for me. And to be quite
Oh,
honest with you,
yeah.
you talking with King Size Gabe and the other guy, Tony, I thought the episodes went really well.
No, they did. They went great. And obviously Andrew was an amazing fill-in. Great co-host, I have to say. Love having him on. A lot of fun. No, but it was good. It was good. I had a lot of fun doing those two interviews.
Well,
Um,
while I was in the Middle East, I did get an opportunity, like I said, to listen to everything, and I thought that it went very, very, very well. Thank you very much, Andrew, for stepping in. Thank you,
yes,
Tony,
thank
for
you.
hopping on and speaking with us about all ball. That's a very interesting sport, to say the least, and I
Mhm.
may want to join something like that at some point in time.
I know,
That's if
right?
I get the wherewithal to actually get up and do something productive like that. But
Got to get out and do something.
I mean
Can't let the days of your life pass by.
I mean, working out is already a grind, but I mean, doing all ball like that, I mean, I'm liable to elbow some dude in the face, and
You imagine how sore you'd be if you played that?
it's not even about being sore. It really is just about me meleeing with some random dude who wants to go toe to toe with your boy. That's what it's really about. Just being honest. I tell you who
Patrick
I
out there starting fight.
I tell you who I wouldn't go toe to toe with, and that's King Size Gabe. I wouldn't talk to
Yeah, no.
hell no.
That dude's like the mountain from Game of Thrones, just absolutely crushing skulls over here.
Bro, I saw him deadlift like I don't even know how many
You
pounds it
saw that
was,
too?
bro. Yeah, bro.
It was
Like
insane.
the bar
I was
was
actually
like
kind of worried for him.
bending.
I was like, please don't break your back. Please don't break your back.
Somebody named King Size Gabe is not gonna break anybody's back. If anything,
Oh,
he's
he's
breaking
gonna break
other people's
somebody's
backs.
back. He's not gonna break his own. He could
You
break somebody
damn
else's
right.
back though. Snap that shit like a toothpick.
Yeah, man. Then I saw him lift 405. I was like, okay, so you basically lifted like 4 Keenans. That's cool. I'm
Yeah,
not okay. All right. I'm not saying that you're 100 pounds, but
no, I'm not, but I get where you're going
okay.
with that.
He basically lifted what, 2.5 Keenans?
Yeah, like two of me. Yeah,
That's kind of crazy, bro.
yeah, I know it's insane.
I'm curious. I'm curious to know, King Size Gabe, if you listen to this episode, could you do a video of just bench pressing me? I think that would be great for the
Uh,
public to see.
why is that even a question? You don't think he could bench? He could like toss you out a two-story window if he
I
wanted
I I
to.
I
I'm
I
like,
know that he can bench press me. I just need a video of him bench pressing me. That's
okay,
all I
we'll
want.
go meet up with them. Go meet up with them, and then you guys can get that video. You can post it, and that'll be that. We'll know it for sure.
Oh man.
But how was your trip over in UAE?
Oh man, beautiful as always. Celebrated Cassandra's birthday. It was great.
Yeah.
Also just got a chance to spend time with everybody. I'm actually on
Hmm.
the same time zone as one of our good buddies, Greg Boyer. He's
Yeah.
actually out in Kuwait right now, serving, protecting us right now. But
Hmm.
um, that was
I think
actually
he's
quite.
been giving us a few listens himself.
I think that he has. But the thing is that we were actually waking up like at the same time every morning. And so we're in this group chat. Okay. Pretty sure that I've mentioned it before.
You have.
Uh, the League of Respect, man. And
Respect the star.
you know how it is, man. Those dudes are on another level, man. Like it's all fun and games until somebody gets trolled and triggered. But
Oh, oh. Is that was that like foreshadowing to for what we're gonna talk about in this episode a little bit?
oh, it is a little bit of foreshadowing of what we're going to be getting into a little bit later on in this episode. But yeah, it was nice to be waking up at the same time as Greg. We kind of shared the same, sort of, just complaints about it being so hot. I mean, dude, it was getting to a point where by the time that it reached about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, okay, we're already reaching triple digits. So at
Ugh,
at
that's
five
gross.
at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, it was already in the mid 90s, okay, or maybe even low
Uh,
90s. All right. And the
that's
sun's not even
disgusting.
out yet with humidity levels that were exceeding 75%. So, I mean, with Abu Dhabi being, uh, on the coast, kind of near the Gulf, you're getting a lot of that moisture with that
Mhm.
heat. And yeah, man, it's like Houston on steroids, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. But
Which sounds absolutely terrible.
yeah, man.
Like,
So
Houston on steroids, like, who wants that? No
well,
one.
nobody wants that. And yeah, I spent a lot of time indoors and like, going to the mall because it was nice and cool and stuff like
I
that.
feel like you
So
spent all your time around that aquarium, around that big tank.
bro, I swear, man, talk about the most peaceful type, like, I can't even explain it, bro. So, for the listeners out there, I spent a couple nights in Atlantis in Dubai, which is a five-star resort that's out there. Absolutely incredible. There's a few Atlantises around the world. I'm sure
Uh-huh.
there's some listeners out there who've been to some, but in this particular case, they have an aquarium, which I don't even know how many gallons it is. I mean, we're talking about maybe three-story aquarium type
Yeah, it looked huge. It looked
situation,
massive.
like where there's a restaurant that is under, it, and there's an actual aquarium museum where you can go through and see other parts of the aquarium. But talk about every type of like fish that you've ever seen. Um, it was like being in a small ocean. You know what I mean? And when
And
I'm
they had
looking at
sharks
the
in there too and all that.
yeah, they had sharks and rays and groupers and weird looking fish and little fish, big fish, crabs, snail, starfish, everything that you could possibly think of. They threw it in this tank. Now, if anybody's ever been to UAE before, they do everything over the top. Trust me,
Yeah, they
man.
do.
It's like royalty on royalty. You know what I mean? So, if you ever get a chance to go out there, it's a beautiful country, excellent, excellent um, areas to take pictures and go eat and go see. I mean, some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet in the world. And um, I found my chi, if you will, in front of that aquarium right there, man. That was some of the greatest. Just man, it was just great.
Yeah, no, it looked like a lot of fun. I'm glad you were able to get away and get over there for Cassandra's birthday and spend time with the family and all that. So, nah, I was happy for you, and obviously we missed you. Glad to have you back, but still glad that you were able to
Absolutely,
get away for
man.
a little bit.
And, shout out to myself, you know what I'm saying? Because my birthday is tomorrow, which the
Yay!
listeners who are going to be hearing this, it's today,
Yeah.
on the 21st. So I'm going to be the Big Magic Johnson. I'm going to be 32 years old. And
There you go. Happy birthday, Patrick.
thank you. I feel really good about what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
As well as you should. You're doing your thing. I
Yes,
see
I
you.
know, but, hey, tomorrow is going down. Really, really all weekend is going down.
What you doing? Okay, okay. So what you doing for your birthday? I feel like it's about to get out of hand.
No, it's not gonna get out of hand. First off, I'm gonna watch Texas Tech tomorrow beat up on Michigan, okay? That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow or
Okay.
today for our
Which
listeners.
which means
Uh,
I'm assuming you're gonna have a few drinks while you watching the game, right?
it's possible that I could have a few adult beverages, but who knows? I could be completely sober until 7:45. Just saying.
You can be completely sober going into the seventh inning stretch.
Yes, I may be completely sober until about 7:45 PM. I've got a dinner planned. I've got another dinner planned on Saturday. I'm
Okay.
doing something on Sunday. Pretty much this whole entire weekend is all about me.
Yeah,
And
as it should be. It's your
that's
birthday.
that's exactly what it's gonna really the whole month is about me. Like it's
Oh,
it's a
good
it's a
lord.
whole month
Are you one of
celebration.
those people? Are you one of the month is all about me because it's my birthday?
Absolutely. And especially
Oh
once
my
it gets
god.
past the 21st, it's all about me for the next couple
That's
of weeks.
crazy. I'm like the exact opposite, bro. I like tell
So
no one it's my birthday.
you should probably take advantage of that, man. Just saying. But
I think I've been scarred now. I just remember one of my birthdays. I don't think anyone said happy birthday to me. I was like my 16th birthday. Like I did nothing
the
for
fact that
it.
the fact that you remember that, it probably scarred you. I would not remember anything like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think I had to cut down a tree in my backyard. That's what I did on my
That's
birthday.
even worse, bro. You had to cut down a stupid tree, bro.
I did. My dad was like, "Get that out of here."
Oh my god, bro. Hey,
Anyway,
shout out to my man Kendrick Stevenson, man, also because he predicted that the Raptors would be winning the NBA finals. And I believe he even guessed the exact number of games. I think he said
he
Raptors in
did.
6.
He did say 6. I remember.
And it
Yeah.
actually happened. For
Uh-huh.
anybody who has not been living under a rock, yes, Kawhi Leonard is the MVP of the NBA Finals, and the Toronto Raptors are now the new NBA champions. As we go into the offseason and as the NBA draft is going on tonight, we are yet to see whom. The Warriors are going to get. I don't think that they have a first round draft pick. And also, I don't believe that the Raptors have a first round draft pick either. But do they really
Really?
even need one? No,
Probably
I
not.
don't think so.
No.
But
Especially if they were if they're able to keep Kawhi, then they'll be okay.
absolutely. And that's what the drama is going to be for this year is that, what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard. We know that Anthony Davis just got traded over to the Lakers. So LeBron
Mhm.
James and Anthony Davis are going to be linking up this year. Still,
Hasn't been there like some talk about Chris Paul going over there
there's
too?
been some talks about Chris Paul, but he's uberly expensive. I don't
Yeah,
think that that's feasible. Okay. Um, he needs to try to work it out in Houston. That's a
I think
whole
so too.
different story that's going on. We got talks about Kawhi Leonard and where he's going to go. What's going to happen to Kevin Durant? What's going to happen to Klay Thompson as they both were injured
Mhm.
in the NBA Finals? Which I'm not taking anything away from the Raptors, but I am taking something away from the Raptors. I mean, come on,
I
dog.
see. I think you are, but at the same time, I think it's something for Golden State and all those NBA fans out there talking about Golden State doesn't need Kevin Durant to win championships. Maybe they do.
I know. And in that game 6, it was really unfortunate because I felt like the Warriors had just really caught momentum in that 3rd quarter,
Mhm.
because Klay Thompson was on his way to scoring about 50 freaking points that night. And unfortunately, he did go down with that knee injury that resulted in an ACL tear, which I wish him a speedy recovery. Same with
Yeah.
Kevin Durant. And I think the Warriors are still going to be very competitive as the free agency looms and it still continues. There are some big time free agents that they could definitely sign for on a 1 year or 2 year deal to kind of
Mhm.
compensate for those two guys as they get back to full strength. And I expect that the Warriors are right back in the mix next year. I'm not saying that they're going to win the championship or anything like that, but don't be surprised if you see them in another Western Conference Finals. You heard it from
Oh
me.
yeah, for sure.
And they're just a great ball club. They know how to
Mhm.
win. They know how to figure things out. But we've got a lot of things to go over. We got a lot of things to talk about, man. Understand that your St. Louis Blues have won a
Yes, sir. They did. I was pretty happy about that. Obviously, first Stanley Cup in franchise history, which was a surprise to me. 52 years, and they
52
hadn't
years.
won. That's crazy to me. Like I didn't know that. I think growing up in St. Louis as a little kid and being a Blues fan, to a degree, I feel like I just felt that they had already won it before because they were good and they had Brett Hall, who's like one of the best players, like Hall of Famer, obviously, and they had uh Wayne Gretzky for a bit, and it's like they haven't won a Stanley Cup before. That was
Nope.
like surprising to me, but I was really happy that they won. Were able to bring it home, to St. Louis for a change. Um, yeah, I think everyone as a Blues fan was like super excited about this win.
Yeah, I think that was really, for me, I thought that the winner of the Stars and the Blues series that's who was going to end up winning the world championship, the Stanley Cup. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. As soon as St. Louis won, I just didn't think that there was any looking back for those guys. I mean, they were battle tested pretty much all year.
Oh,
They've
they had
been
like
in
the hardest bracket to go through. I mean, to go from literally last place halfway through the season to winning the Stanley Cup is absolutely incredible. Like that's insane to go. Like literally, think about it. You're in the last place in your division in your conference,
absolutely
and all of a sudden you climb all the way to the top. Not all the way to the top, but you make it into the playoffs and then go all the way.
right.
And the teams that they had to play all the way through were incredibly hard. Like every single matchup was like a tough matchup for them.
Absolutely. And
And
the
then to go against the Boston Bruins too. Ugh.
oh well, they didn't win a title this year. Oh well. I mean, gosh
So sad
darn.
for Boston.
I feel so sorry for Boston winning everything up, man. They're just like Thanos, man. They're just sucking everything
Just
up, bro.
collecting.
I know, just collecting rings and stones and all types of stuff, man.
I know.
That was my first Avengers drop, guys. I just wanted to
It
let y'all
was.
know
It
that.
was. It was a good one. It was a good one.
And also, Brett Hull, he won his Stanley Cup in Dallas. Now,
Hey, 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 hey. No need for that. No need for that. Get out of here.
So with the NCAA championships going on in both hardball and softball,
Softball's done
the softball is done. UCLA did win the World
over
Series
Oklahoma.
over Oklahoma, which those are some big old girls.
Hey,
Oklahoma,
hey.
they have some big girls over there, man.
They mashed though. It was so funny. One
They
of them
sure
came up to
did.
bat, and like when she stepped up, I was like, she about to drop a bomb, bro. First pitch, ball.
Mhm.
Second pitch, yak 'em.
I know. Corn, potatoes,
Smash.
corn, potatoes, and steak
Hey, hey,
all
hey.
behind that.
They know how to crush balls, bro. That's all that matters.
Gosh darn right.
Hey, they know how to play their sport.
That's right. Them girls from the Midwest, man, they really know how to do it. But yeah, UCLA did win their first NCAA I'm sorry, not their first NCAA
Say.
softball championship, but they did defeat Oklahoma. And
Mhm.
right now we've got the CWS that's going on at this moment in time, which the two teams that have already been eliminated, Arkansas and I believe
CWS College World Series for all of you who don't know.
yeah, Arkansas got eliminated. Oh, and Auburn went home the other night.
Yeah.
So
And
right now,
you're
go-
super excited because your boys are in it.
yeah, Texas Tech is in it, man. The big farm boys over there, man. Josh Jung, being the 8th overall pick in the MLB draft, is going to the Texas Rangers, and he is the star shortstop for Texas Tech right now, and he has been delivering some good games for them as they are still fighting elimination in a double elimination tournament right now to get to the championship. They've got to beat Michigan twice, which they lost to Michigan in the first opening game in the CWS. But fun fact, they have swept Michigan this year in the regular season, early in the season when Michigan was ranked 20th. So there is some hope. I figured it's really hard to beat a team 4 times. Okay.
It is. It's
Um,
very hard.
but
Yeah.
now since they got a taste of defeat, I think that it's going back to how it should be. The power is going to shift. There's some big bats for Texas Tech, and they're going to go out there, man, and they're going to take care of business today. But one interesting guy that I think everybody should look up is someone who would have been a first round draft pick if he did not give the give the impression that he was going to college, which he ended up signing with Vanderbilt. Freshman, his name is Kamar Rocker. This guy is like 6'4", about 208,
Wait,
210.
is he a pitcher?
He's a pitcher, man. He
Okay,
looks
I've seen
like,
him. Yeah, he
yeah,
looks
man.
insane.
He looks
Yeah, he looks like
insane,
a
bro.
grown man.
Bro, he is built like Dontrell Willis, bro. His bottom is built. Now, he doesn't have the same type of windup as Dontrell,
No one
but
has the same type of
but
windup as
he has got some tree trunks, big time,
I need
bro.
to see an actual full picture of him, 'cause I think I just saw, like, from the upper body up, and he just looks like a man, bro.
He does,
Like,
bro.
seriously.
And I think the game before getting into the CWS, I think they played Duke, and he had, like, something ridiculous, like 19 strikeouts.
Ugh, oh my god.
He
Seriously?
yeah, man, he's stupid, bro. Like, he is
Like, how hard does he throw hard, or is his changeup, his curveball sick, or what?
ah, man, he's a full package. He throws hard, he has command, he can hit spots, he can change eye levels, he can hit different speeds whenever he wants to. He literally is he's a major league arm, and,
Damn.
I think that he's gonna end up being a first round pick, after he not this year, but after one more year at
Mhm.
Vanderbilt because the NCAA baseball rules are so stupid, and
Wait, I thought you had to spend 3 years at a 4-year college at
you've
least,
gotta basically spend 3
or
years
is
at
it
a
2?
4-year college or, like, 2 and a
Okay, I
half
thought
or
yeah.
2 years or whatever it may be, like, 2 full seasons or whatever
Yeah.
before you get drafted, so it's the dumbest rule ever. I I think it should be more like football, okay? If anything, I think college baseball should be more like basketball in college. Like, if you're good 1 year, done. That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why should you have to stay almost 3 years to get
But I
drafted?
guess that begs the question, like, why would anyone like, obviously, if you're because you can get drafted right out of high school, so if you're gonna choose like, why even do that?
Well, because I think that just me
'Cause, I
personally
mean, it's not like you're learning anything your first year in college except for, like, recap courses in high school.
well, that's from an educational standpoint, but from, like, a
That's what
baseball
I mean.
standpoint, I think that if you're not developed all the way, or if you still feel like you could get some more money, or maybe you thought that you were drafted a little bit lower, or
Mhm.
maybe you just want some more, you know, I guess more playing time, and I don't mean playing time as in, like, actual playing time. I mean actual, like, innings or at
Yeah.
bats or whatever it may be
Yeah, for sure.
without feeling the pressure of, if I don't get this at bat, I'm gonna get cut tomorrow. Um,
That's true.
there's a lot of good college programs out there, man, that, there's a lot of good players and
Mhm.
you're playing against stiff competition, but, um, the new wave actually may be some of these people out of high school. Instead of going to college, they may go try to play professional baseball over in Japan or in, like, a Korea or something
Oh,
like that. I've heard people try to do
well,
something like that.
yeah, I think you could maybe Korea. I don't know exactly what the rules are for the Korean league, but I know in Japan, I think they have like some rule in place where it's like every team can only have like so many foreign players. Like they can
Right.
only have eight foreign players, whatever total on their roster. So like that would be kind of difficult, I think, just because if there's other players obviously that are trying to do the same thing, there's only so many slots open for foreign
True.
players to come in and do that. So I feel like that would be a little bit more difficult than just trying to go into the minors or something like that.
If I had the option to go play professional baseball in Japan over the
Oh, I'd
minors,
take up on
I
it.
would totally do that.
I'll do it in a
I mean,
heartbeat.
why would you I mean, unless
I
if
feel like
you're a
we had this
high
conversation earlier at some point.
we did, and the thing is if you're a high round draft pick, okay, you're gonna go into the minors. But if you're somebody who got drafted, like, in the 20th or in the 30th or, like, in the 40th round of the draft, why don't you just go try to take your chance and go play in Korea or something, and you'll make more money,
I
you'll
would.
get the same type of competition.
And
Uh,
you'd be living in a different country. You could experience some different stuff. That'd be cool.
absolutely,
But maybe
absolutely.
that's just me.
I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at it from a compensation standpoint, man. Like,
Mm,
you're making more money, and the competition. You're still playing in professional baseball, and
yeah,
depending on the level that you're at, could be dependent upon the type of competition that you play. I don't think that some professional ball team from Korea or Japan um, is lesser than a team that's in double A or A
Oh, no. I
or
would I would
rookie
put
ball.
those teams from Japan way above. I wouldn't say way, but, like, I would definitely put them up against a minor league team for sure. Like, those are
Absolutely.
professional Japanese players, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
they're good. Like, you got Shohei Ohtani who played over there for years, and you got players like Ichiro, obviously not to the level of Ichiro, but Ichiro
Yep.
played over there for 9 seasons. Like, come on.
Exactly, and your boy Hideki Matsui, like
Mhm.
there's tons of them. I mean, and the pioneer of them all, Hideo Nomo. The list goes
I forgot
on
about
and
him.
on and on. I mean, we could talk about that anytime. That's definitely
Yeah,
going to be a topic that we'll discuss at some point in time. But
for sure.
um, understand that and this is just it was a small tournament. Okay,
It is,
it's a
yeah.
beginning tournament, but I'm going to give
Mhm.
you some love. Uh, Portugal won the inaugural season of the UEFA National of the UEFA
Nations League.
Nations League
Yeah.
over Netherlands.
Yep, they beat the Netherlands.
Go ahead and talk about it, man. I watched a
You
little bit of it. I got bored, man. I thought it was a
No, I
really
mean,
boring cup.
it's a small tournament. It's like the first year, obviously, like you said, it's the inaugural, year for this, but it's basically just a smaller tournament, and it kinda I think they created it just to, make it a little bit more exciting and have a little bit more at stake for those trying to get into the UEFA, um, Euro the Euros, you know what I mean?
The second tier cup, yes.
Yeah, but but you know what? The reason why I'm like, we don't have to talk about this for very long, but I'm just happy that Portugal won because I feel like Portugal has always kind of been snubbed as like not that great of a team, and like you
That's
got other
true.
European countries that are kind of like, supposed to be better than them, like Germany and Spain, and yet here's Portugal beating them all out. Like they did it in the Euros, and they just did it again now. And then again, on top of that, too, Cristiano Ronaldo, like winning another cup with his national team, whereas Messi can't even beat Colombia. Not to say
Yeah,
Colombia's
but
not good, but
it
you
just
know,
goes to show you how corrupt Argentina is, bro. Like they're all types of messed up from top to bottom. Uh there's really no motivation to play in Argentina. I think that Maradona just absolutely. I think once Maradona finally passes away,
oh,
Argentina will actually be worth something.
maybe we'll see. I don't know, but
When you've got somebody hovering over your whole entire ball club, 20. I mean,
but
bro,
Argentina's got a mess of problems because they, no
a
pun intended, a
mess.
mess messy. But what I'm saying is like they got a mess of problems just because I don't think they're adapting to the players that they have on their squad and like
No,
how they can play because there's no good reason that you can tell me why Paulo Dybala should be sitting and not even playing. Like he doesn't even get subbed in. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why is he
bro.
not starting?
That
He's
it's a
one of the
lot
best
of
players.
politics, bro. It's a lot of politics. The managers that they choose are absolute trash. No one's motivated to play. And I don't think that's on the players. I think that's on the actual management and the actual, president, everybody who's involved in the organization and their
Yeah,
football organization. It has nothing to do with the players, dude. If
yeah,
you knew that you were going into your job every day with a boss that you hated, would you really
yeah,
work that hard?
yeah.
Nah,
It'd be bad. It'd be bad.
it's a real bad situation out there, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely get into them. But yes, it is a mess in Argentina. And shout out to Portugal
Yes, sir.
and Cristiano Ronaldo for
Yep.
getting this Nations League Cup. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And England, congratulations to you for getting third.
I mean, it was tough for them because they had like so many players who played in the Champions League final. So that was like tough for them because, you know, same thing with Netherlands. They had like several players that were playing in Liverpool, that were just coming off of the Champions League final. So,
That's true.
you know.
Well, it is the year of World Cups.
Mhm.
Ukraine beat South Korea 3-1 in the under 20 World Cup. First time Ukraine has won that tournament. We
Yep.
do have the big World Cup tournament underway right now, which they have just advanced to the knockout stages.
This is the
Today,
Women's World Cup.
the
Yes, sir.
Women's World Cup. And
Mhm.
there also is a Gold Cup going on right now, which I don't know how many people are watching it. The Copa
Man, I mean,
America, the
yeah.
best South American team cup going on right now.
Mhm.
Some people are watching it. It just kind of depends. But to be honest with you, um, a lot of us are watching the Women's World Cup. Oh,
Yep.
and also Cricket World Cup's going on right now.
Uh-huh. That's
Uh,
been a lot of fun actually to watch.
it really has.
It actually has.
And the thing is I know there's probably not a lot of people watching cricket that's listening to us right now, but let me tell you something. The India-Pakistan game, uh, you can have 6 Super Bowls
There's like
and
a billion people that watch that game.
yeah, you can have 6
Like
Super
easy.
Bowls and the viewership for 6 Super Bowls still won't equivalent to watching 1 India versus Pakistan World Cup match.
It won't even come close.
It
I
won't
was
even come
watching something
close.
and they gave a stat that said that there was one India Pakistan matchup where the amount of people that watched that game, it was like over a billion people. And it was like that basically equated to 1 in 9 people on the planet.
That's
One
crazy,
in
man.
nine people watch that matchup. That's
I know.
insane.
It doesn't it doesn't matter that no one in America is watching it, but
No, that's a
this is the second most, you know,
popular sport in the world.
popular sport in the world.
Yeah,
Um,
it's huge.
Hold on one second.
It okay. You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. This is the second most popular sport in the world, and, we're gonna slowly integrate, a little bit of cricket talk as we do have someone,
Yes, we do.
next week that will be talking to our viewers a little bit about cricket, and if you are not
Mhm.
familiar with the sport, we definitely want to integrate it in our conversations with you to just inform you that, yes, there is another sport that exists out there that has a bat and a ball.
Uh-huh.
But,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but, yeah, we'll be talking about cricket a little bit more.
Keenan.
And then we also got, like, the Rugby World Cup that's coming up later in the year.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
coming up in,
right.
like, a month or 2.
Yeah, if you just like a bunch of grown men running around, thick, huge legs, big upper bodies,
Smashing each other.
smashing each other with no pads on, then rugby is for
Mhm.
you.
Yep, it's a fun sport. I love that sport. So
Sure
much fun to
king
play.
sure king size Gabe would be a hell of a rugby player.
Just, like, all these people trying to drag this
Why
massive man
how
down.
how has he made my mentions?
I don't know. I think we're both just, like, fascinated by how large he is.
Dude is huge, fool, like,
Like, human beings can actually get that big.
I'm just gonna and I know I'm gonna drop his name in about 4 more episodes after this, I'm sure. Oh, Patrick, what'd you do today? I went to the gym trying to get my king size Gabe on, you know what I mean? Like,
Trying to get your gorilla on, like he says.
trying to get my gorilla on, bro. Shout out to king size Gabe, man. You just motivated me, man, to step in the gym damn near every day. I'ma
I'm in
try.
there every day and I still don't look like that.
Imma try, bro. Imma try, man. I done changed up my eating habits, man, like everything, bro. But that dude right there, man, talk about some motivation. But Keenan,
Yes.
I gotta talk to you, man.
Here it
So
is.
after
The
after
moment
the
that we've
first
all been waiting for.
After the first game of the Women's World Cup that America had against
Yeah.
Thailand, where we
Uh-huh.
smoked them 13-0,
Yeah.
Keenan sends me a text and he's like, "Man, is it me or do you feel a certain type of way that we just, beat the crap out of, Thailand 13-0? Like, because that shit pissed me off." I'm like, "Bro, why are you pissed off, bro? We won. We dominated them fools." He's like, "Nah, man. That's so unfair to Thailand and yada yada." I'm like, okay, so I thought that the conversation was going to end there just between you and me.
No, it didn't.
But you took to the airwaves of Twitter. And not only did you take to the airwaves of Twitter, you did it on Sports Direct Club account.
I was trying to get us out there, man.
So, for all you guys out there who didn't know about this game, yes, the U.S. Women beat the living snot
It beat the brakes off them.
off of Thailand, bro. So, Keenan, on June 11th, 2019, tweets from the Sports Drink Club account.
And this is replying to a Fox Soccer tweet that they had done. That said, "No mercy," by the way.
That's right. And I quote, "I almost don't want to root for the U.S. after that classless display. Scoring, okay. But celebrating like you're in a final after 10 goals, shameless." Now, usually when you tweet something, you don't really get any responses. But you don't. You triggered everybody for about 6 days.
I did. Some people were hot. Like real hot at me for that. Like I set off like wars.
So Keenan starts getting into it with all these people.
I was hot that day. I was so upset. I was like for real mad.
Well, you know who my favorite quote was.
Oh, so, of course I do.
So from your alter ego, Kevin Duke, at KDuke004, tweets to the Sports Drink Club. Well, don't root for him then if you're not. Okay. KDuke004 says, well, don't root for them. If you're that two-faced, then the USA doesn't need snowflakes. So, Keenan, you're a snowflake. You're a snowflake, man.
I'm a snowflake. How many times did I get called a snowflake by different people?
At least 4.
At least 4 different times I got called a snowflake by several different people. Somebody tweeted back and told me to toughen up.
One person responds, "Do you want them to dance? Don't let them score."
Okay. Yeah, such a weak response. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's competition. I wouldn't understand it. He goes, dude, it's competition. I would understand it's a friendly, but strong mentalities build strong players. I think he meant. Yeah, I don't know what that guy.
I think he meant what he said. He's like, dude, it's a competition. I would understand if it's a friendly. Strong mentalities build strong players and strong teams. I understand it does suck, but suck it up and move forward. And I'm almost certain Thailand did exactly that. Which I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, I don't think you can take away how the US acted to me. Like it was just like plain disrespectful. That's what I thought.
I feel you on that, man. Like, yeah, you know.
I mean, come on. Like, I get, and I've been so annoyed and low key not even low key because I was high triggered that day.
You were very triggered.
I got triggered, but I think I've been like annoyed with all the responses that everyone's been saying, where they're like, they worked really hard to get to where they are, so they shouldn't have to say. It's like, okay, like I get that, but so are you trying to say that the other people who are there haven't worked hard either? Like. And that's my thing. It's like, yes, they worked hard. Everyone who's in that tournament has worked hard to be there. And my thing is like, it's Thailand. They probably have worked even harder to a degree because they've had less opportunities. They've got less funding. They've just got less behind them to even make it to where they are, yet they made it. And yet here's the USA who's had basically everything, who's been leading women's soccer since the beginning, basically. They've got all the opportunities. They've got all the backing, more so than most other countries do. And yet here they are celebrating like crazy against this team who's just clearly inferior. Like, yeah, I'm not saying that you should stop scoring, but at a certain point, it's like, stop celebrating because this team now, yes, they've worked very hard and they know at this point that they're just not as good as you. There's no need to continue to rub it in their face by celebrating.
Well, I totally understand where you're coming from, but in the sake of just competition, just just this is just me personally. I've been on the other side where I was Thailand and getting my butt kicked. So I get it.
But that's the
You know what
thing.
I
It's like,
mean?
do they understand that? Because they've always been on the winning side. It's US. Like, how often are they on the receiving end of something
Well,
like
yeah,
that? You know
but
what I mean?
in the spirit of competition, I'm just going to respond to you like NJ Devils fan for life, Finn's fan for
Yep.
life. He said, so don't watch it. Doesn't really matter anyhow. Your one opinion means nothing. I hope they score 14 next time. First off,
And you know what? Fair comment. Fair
well,
comment.
my thing is how are you a New Jersey Devils fan and a Dolphins fan? That's like two totally different ends of the spectrum.
I mean, I can't talk. I mean, I'm a Cardinals fan and a Packers fan, so that doesn't make much sense.
I mean, at least they're both in the Midwest.
That's true. I don't
This,
know. Maybe he moved maybe he lived in both places at some point.
yeah. Well, Quinn Thomas told you to get over yourself. This isn't kids playing it's a damn World Cup. If the other team doesn't want them celebrating, then stop them. There shouldn't be any mercy in a World Cup. That's
But
what.
that's my thing. Like, you know that this team can't stop you. It's clear that they cannot stop you. So while at the same time, yes, continue scoring and like don't let them stop you. Like at the same time, I feel like there's a point where you should, at least for me, and I feel like most, I don't know. I just feel like most competitors at a certain point when you're beating down a team, you stop like the celebrations and like all the cheering and you almost root for the other team a little bit to do well. Not to say that like the US should be rooting for Thailand to do well, but what I'm saying is that okay, in baseball, obviously when people start getting like when teams get ahead and you're like smoking a team say like 15-1, what do people start doing when they get hits? They only take it one base at a time, correct?
Yeah.
And if you hit a home run, you don't celebrate and like bat flip and all that stuff. You just take it and you're like, okay, cool, like and move on. You don't celebrate like it's the first home run, like you just beat the Red Sox in the World Series.
I
Like,
understand,
and
but
that's
if
the
I'm
thing. Like,
playing,
it's not like they beat down. It's not like they beat down Germany or they beat down Brazil. You know, a team like if they would have beat down one of those teams 13-0, I would have totally been behind that celebration because those are tough teams to do that to. And so the fact that you're doing that to a team that's that high caliber, that's understandable. But to do it against Thailand, who literally has zero chance whatsoever, that's uncalled for to me.
okay, I understand, but you know what? If I'm playing Earl Turner JV, I'm trying to smash them into the ground, bro. Like
That's
to
fine, but are you going to continue to celebrate though? Are you just going to keep trying to get them numbers?
no, I'm just
Are you
gonna
going to
continue.
celebrate?
No, I'm probably not gonna celebrate, but
Okay, that's all I'm upset about.
as soon as we get in the locker room, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You celebrate when you get in the locker room when Thailand when the other team isn't privy to that. You know what I mean? That's the
yeah,
thing. Like you celebrate later. Like your prize in that moment is knowing that you're absolutely smashing this team. And then you can celebrate later. You don't have to do it all at once. You know what I
well,
mean?
at
And that's the thing. Like I'm totally behind them getting those goals because like you said, pad those numbers, bro. Like this is your chance to do it. So keep scoring as much as you can because scoring is very hard. I wasn't upset about the amount of goals. Not one bit. I was just upset about the celebrations.
I got you. Well, at JME9 responded to you, Snowflake.
Yep. Got a lot of those. Got a lot of snowflakes. Which is interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, how am I a snowflake? Because
Oh,
I actually have a different opinion.
there was somebody who actually he actually tweeted back at you a gif of Trump just saying you're wrong.
Which seemed kind of funny to me because that's exactly how I felt the team was kind of acting. Very not giving a crap about anybody else, just kind of it's all about me. Like, because everyone, like, if you were listening to some of the announcers and even them, like some of the players that were like, we were the last game, we had like all this pent up energy to play, and we just really wanted to get out there and show what we could
Heck
do.
yeah, it's
And
the
it's like,
opening game.
and it's like, are we children? Can we not contain our emotions? Like I had all this pent up energy and I just had to get it out. Okay, be a fucking I'm sorry, be an adult and just at some point contain that once you get past 10 goals, maybe. Like you got your energy out. We get it. Like at a certain point, be an
Yeah.
adult, calm it down.
Well, it's very hard to score goals anyway. We all know. I just, I took a pass, for him. Yeah, at first I did have the opinion of, I didn't necessarily like it too much, but then after a few days of thinking about it, I'm just like, you know what? It's the first game of the World Cup. It only happens every 4 years. This is a record-breaking type moment.
Hmm.
Whatever, man. Have at it. The other team's not going to take offense to it or try to slide tackle you or
But
try to
that's the other
hurt
thing
your
too.
ankles.
I think that's the thing that bothered me as well. Not like I actually forgot about that point now until you just said that. But that's the other thing that made me really, really mad because you're playing against a lesser team who's got probably zero chance in the tournament. You have everything to lose. They don't. And for you to keep celebrating the way you're celebrating, once you're like past 10, like even once you pass like 8 goals, like once you got to that point, it's like, okay, like you're really handing it to this team. Like it's soccer. Like no one should be scoring that many goals. You know what I mean? So like, and for them to continue to play as hard as they were playing and to continue to celebrate as much as they were celebrating, like what if my thing is like, what if you were up against a team that was like, you know what, screw you, and like at that point was just trying to hurt them? Would they have been playing like that? No. So the fact that they were taking advantage of a team that had no chance and actually had the wherewithal and the good grace of them not to start playing dirty, because that game could have got super dirty if Thailand got upset and just was like, you know what, I'm gonna start taking these players out because we ain't got nothing to lose, but y'all do, and y'all keep throwing this stuff in our face. You know what?
That's
I'm gonna start
true.
taking each and every single one of you. And my thing is that if you were playing against a team like that, would you still be playing as hard and would you still be celebrating like that? And if the answer is no, then maybe you should calm it down a little bit because that team could have made it super ugly for you guys,
Well,
and it could have taken out some very key players for them.
it just reminded
Like
me
honestly,
it just reminded me of playing against somebody in a video game that's never played before, and you just absolutely just smash them until they're like, "You know what? I'm done." And they just throw the controller
yeah,
down.
and it's like one of those things where they start all of a sudden you start seeing a lot more slide tackles. You start seeing a lot more like shoulder bumps and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, no, Thailand could have played like that if they wanted to, but
You
they
gonna
didn't.
shoulder bump me if I'm beating your butt in a video game?
Well, you can't do that in a video game, but I'm talking about in real life. Like I feel like but like in the video game, like you see when people get upset, like they start slide tackling, just trying to take you out. Cause you know what? They're getting fed up with getting like clobbered. So you know what? Well, what's the one thing that they can control?
I know, but
Them taking you out.
then that ends up being just like then
Yeah, it
it's
looks bad, but like
yeah,
who
then
cares?
the
Like what
story
like
ends up being that Thailand's being a bad sport, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but then it's like, okay, but the thing is like no one has to be a bad sport. Like USA didn't have to be bad sportsmanship and they didn't and if Thailand took the route of like trying to take people out, like it didn't no one had to be bad sportsmen in that game. You know what I mean? But
They're such a peaceful group of people, they would never do anything like that.
well, and the USA took advantage of that, which seems kind of funny to say that USA is taking advantage of something.
That's right, 13 to nothing, and Thailand is out. I don't even think
Yep.
I think they scored 1 goal the whole tournament.
Yeah, they scored
Uh,
one goal, which is crazy because the USA hasn't allowed a single goal yet, which is
that's
pretty
exactly
amazing.
right. That is pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
But soon we will find out who will be the champion of the Women's World Cup. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Baseball season is coming to the mid-season classic. The All-Star game will
Mhm.
definitely be following up about that. NBA offseason going absolutely nuts. We are less than 80 days away from the NFL season. And guess what? There are some people out there feeling real dangerous. Keenan's big Cleveland Browns pick. We'll definitely be watching that. Also, be keeping an eye on Hard Knocks as we'll be watching out for Mr.
Following the
Big Chest.
Raiders,
Yeah,
the
the Raiders.
Raiders,
You know what I mean?
John Gruden.
Yeah, I can't wait to see John Gruden tomorrow at Hooters. It's gonna be fun. Is he still?
What?
Is he still
Huh?
with Hooters?
What are you talking about?
Well, John Gruden he was the one. He was sponsored by Hooters for a while.
Was he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
You
Why
better.
would Hooters sponsor John Gruden?
John Gruden was doing Hooters commercials for about 3, 4 years, bro.
I know he does like those Firestone commercials, right? Or something Bridgestone? What?
Bridgestone, bro. He used to do Hooters commercials.
What? Why?
Keenan, where are
Why?
you at?
I'm in Los Angeles, but I didn't know that.
Yeah,
What?
man. John Gruden
That's
used to
so
do Hooters
strange.
commercials, bro.
I had no idea about that.
Absolutely. But we'll
Okay.
definitely be keeping an eye on that. And man, we've got such a busy month.
Yeah.
We got a cricketer that's coming on. We got a soccer coach that's coming on. I know
I
that
like how you said a cricketer.
cricketer,
Like the Rocketeer.
a cricketer, a
Is that how
cricketer.
you say it? Do you say a cricketer or cricketer?
I've heard it both ways. Cricketer.
I was like, cricketer sounds more fancy,
Yeah.
especially when you say it like that.
Yeah, but we do have a cricketer coming on.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. Of course, the Hall of Fame, the great Hall of Famer Tim Brown. Still try to get some things worked out with that, but we've got a lot of guests that are coming up here. Another Transformation Tuesday, I'm sure that's going to be dropping with special guests. So
Mhm.
busy June going into July, and Sports Drink Club is going to be right in your face. But before we wrap up here, Keenan, where
Yeah.
can our listeners find us?
They can find us on Apple Podcasts.
Remember that one time? Hold on. Before you finish and telling the users where you're our listeners where you can find us. Remember that one time I asked you and you go, you said they can find us on social media? Like, nah, of course they can.
I completely botched that one.
They can find us on social media. Yeah.
And there you have it. But anyway, our listeners can find us on any podcast directory that they subscribe to, or find any of their podcasts, which most of them it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher is a big one. Um Sods, your favorite, tune
Absolutely.
in. And then obviously you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Sports Drink Club.
That's right. You can find us on Instagram or Twitter at Sports Drink Club. That's sports.
Yeah, if you want to go read the actual threads of my Twitter, or find Sports Drink Club on Twitter and find, my comment, and you can see what everyone
That's
says.
exactly right. Keenan, you got really bucked that day, but
I did. I
also
was hot.
the listeners can find us on both of those social media outlets. That's Sports DRANK Club. Also, if you have any questions or anything that you want us to discuss in any of our podcasts, please do email us sportsdrinkclub@gmail.com. Make sure you leave a review and a comment in any of the
Podcast directors.
podcast
Yeah.
directories. Please do
Mhm.
rate us and review us. We're at 5 stars right now, so we want to stay that way.
Yay!
And we appreciate everybody, supporting us and listening to us as we
Yes, we
keep
do.
growing. There is one special guest that I do want to say that we have coming on, and he
Who?
will be very brief.
Oh, you're talking about that guy who does the quick podcast
He does
episodes.
brief podcasts. Yes, he's going to be a joy. We'll definitely get him on at some point in time in the month, and
Okay.
it will be quick.
It's gonna be like, instead of like his usual like 5 minutes, it's gonna be like a little bit extended, like 10 minutes for us, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be our
Yeah,
episode.
pretty much.
10-minute episode.
We'll figure out how we can integrate him, but it's been great getting back in the swing of
Yeah, man.
things. I
Happy to
am
have you back. I'm
Oh,
sure all the listeners are
absolutely.
too.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to be back. But happy birthday to me. Okay.
Yep. Happy birthday, Patrick. It's all about you.
Yes, it is. And happy 10 months to my son as well. He is now
Oh,
officially 10 months old. KJ, if you're
KJ.
listening out there, happy 10 months to you, buddy. You're getting big.
Happy birthday. He is getting big.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
cute.
But welcome to the Sports Drink Club. Your boy Patrick Melton is back, along with my co-host Keenan Duke. And hey, man, it's been a great episode. We'll see you next time.
All right, man. Drinks up.
Late.
Yep.